All right, guys, what's going on? Welcome back to Chris's Sports Corner. Real quick, man. Hope everybody's having a great Saturday. It's Saturday, man. I don't know. My Saturday been moving. A lot of things going on around the house, but let's get into it, man. We want to hold up. Let's talk about it. Toronto Raptors, you got. Fred Vanvleet agreed to a 4-year, $85 million deal to stay in Toronto with the Raptors. Congratulations. First of all, let me say we all know I've been high on Steady Freddy for a long time. Y'all know me. I'm when it comes to being a fan of athletes, I'm a fan of them on the court, but I'm also a fan of their demeanor and stuff like that. And Steady Freddy is one of those guys who is just, he's a no-nonsense, straightforward, cut and dry type of person to come in and he ain't gonna mince his word. He don't feel the need to sugarcoat anything, and he goes about his business. And me personally, I feel like he's an integral part to Toronto Raptors' success, man. I really believe that 1,000%. He's an integral part to the Toronto Raptors' success, mainly because he's to me is like that glue. Like he's like, he brings that edge to the team, and he can sometimes be a different maker. I kind of not saying these are the same people, shoot, none of that. But you know how Steph and Clay, you know how Steph is like, everybody know who Steph is. He's that guy, but Clay is like that glue, and that's how I feel like Fred VanVleet is for the Raptors. He's like that glue. Like it's like his importance goes beyond his numbers. And that was never more evident than the championship run. I still feel like his role in that championship has not gotten the credit that it definitely deserved. And we all know my favorite quote, from Steady Freddy is when Kawhi Leonard left and they said, hey, what are you going to do? What'll be your response to Kawhi Leonard leaving? He goes, well, we'll have to beat it too. Like, you love that. You love that competitive spirit, that drive, that I'm here to win type of mentality. And he really embodies that, man. I did think that, his shot it wasn't quite there in the bubble like you expected to. But he still showed his value and his worth. And it's like he said, though, he's still getting better. Like his trajectory is like this. Like he has nowhere near reached his ceiling. And when you think about a guy like that, it's kind of scary because as he continues to build and get better and better and better, you know what he's gonna be at least for the next 4 years. He's a cornerstone to this organization, so he's gonna be good. Like it's on. And I think the interview where he came out and he was like, I want to get paid, blah, blah, blah. That was the headline, right? But there's other things in there that I think the Raptors were like, he got a point. Like, he's a natural point guard. He want to run the offense. So now you feel like as Kyle Lowry starts to hit his quote-unquote golden years, NBA-wise, you feel like you got someone who could step right in. And then you look at the 2 draft picks. So they're because I'm gonna be honest, I originally said that this might be a sign they might be thinking Steady Freddy about to leave. So why they drafted the two guards, but now looking at it, you're like they are really preparing. Their depth is great. Their depth is great. Now we still don't know what's gonna happen with Ibaka. That's out there. But it's like for one they're bringing. They're keeping that core together, that championship core. Of course, Marc Gasol, don't know what's going to happen to him. He's been rumored with a couple of teams, including the Lakers, so we don't know what's going to happen with him. And then you look at a person like Fred VanVleet, and it just shows you what hard work, determination. Everybody don't get the star. Everybody don't get the, ooh, look at him. But when you keep your head down, you keep your nose to the grindstone, you keep working, you keep going day after day, you can end up with a 4-year, $85 million deal on the table. So to say I'm overly happy for Fred and the Toronto Raptors, because it seemed like I'm gonna be honest, it'd have been hard to imagine him in another uniform. I'm gonna be honest, it's hard. It's hard to think of him outside of a Raptors uniform because it just fits. Some people just fit. You know, you can't really see him playing anywhere else. You got to, and I want to go over a couple things here. So apparently his first deal, he signed a 2-year, $1.45 million deal, and just to go from that to the 4-year, $85 million deal, that's hard work, man. That's determinant. That's determination. That's finding your fit. That's making the most out of every opportunity. Because when you sign for less than $1 million a year, you're disposable to a team. You're disposable. They're like, all right, cool, keep you around, whatever, you know. But then when you come out and say, oh, okay, cool, let me say this: people who are determined for success, right? I'm being honest. People who are determined for success, they ain't looking for the woo. They ain't looking for you to woo them originally. Give me the opportunity, and I'm gonna show you what I could do. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a perfect example. I think his story, his journey is so uplifting and motivating. I know it motivates me. It's like, dang, man, you know, you just got to get in there. Once you get in there, you can really make some moves. I think this strengthens Toronto's core. It keep their core intact for a while now. You know, they got Siakam, who I'm expecting big things from this coming season, because he did get some slack. He got a lot of slack in the playoffs. Let's not sugarcoat it. Siakam got a lot of slack in the playoffs for his play. It didn't seem to be there, you know, and it was for whatever reason. But I expect him to bounce back this coming year. I expect him to be like, okay, cool, got it, and I expect him to bounce back. You couple that with the mindset of knowing, oh, we got Fred Vanvleet for the next 4 years, so that's in place. You know, I don't like the verdict is still out on Ibaka. Don't know what's going to happen there. He may leave, he may not. The only real thing they got besides other additions, the only real thing they got to do now is get Ujiri's contract done, which I'm quite sure that's going to get done. I don't see him leaving. Like, and he's been offered some crazy deals. You know, he offered percentage of ownerships and teams, from my understanding, and he didn't take it because he wanted to stay in Toronto. So I feel like he's going to stay. It's home to him, and he loves what he's doing there. So that's the last little bit of business, and then it comes to what additional steps we got to make to improve the team for our championship. You know, take care of home. Now let's see the 1 or 2 tweaks we need to make, because I think that's all they really need is 1 or 2 tweaks to make for them to be right back in that championship talk. So with that being said, guys, please like, comment, subscribe to the channel. Congratulations, Toronto, you got your guy.